Welcome back to my channel. Anywhere you are watching me from, I want to talk about this issue of Emefiele and DSS and Prison Commander. It's a really shameful thing for our security operative to engage in fights. One, that is unprofessional. Two, that is idiotic behavior. Three, that is an exhibition of untrained officers. And in another way around, I will say is aborotic. If you want to know that one, you go and look for it in the dictionary. Then if you see it, you tell me the chapter you saw it on the dictionary. How can security operative come to a whole federal court to engage in fights? Now, when they ask them what is the problem, they tell you that they are oga on top. This shows that Nigeria don't have rule of law. Nigeria now is ruled on dictatorship. Because if you watch what is going on now, you will see that this is transfer of power. Because this is what we saw in the past president's characters. This is what he exhibited. He made us look at the judiciary not to be so strong and fervent. And during the former president, he used EFCC mostly. Now this president is using DSS. This is what I want you to pick inside everything that is going on in Nigeria. Before I will now say what I want to say. Whenever you disobey the law of the land, in one way or the other, karma will fall on you. Now, let me tell you why I said this. Because the law of karma is real. You remember when the Federal High Court gave an order that we should be using the old Naira notes? This same CBN governor declined the order the courts gave. Just listen, take notes. The court give order and gave a judgment that the old Naira note should be used till December. This was happening during the time of election. I want you to understand where all these things is coming from. And this same Emefiele did not abide in court order. What goes around comes around. Now, this same Emefiele, court gave an order to release him. The DSS captured him back. When you break the law will break you. When you break the law will break you one way or the other. Remember the issue of Bauer. When courts gave an instruction for Bauer to appear in court, there was a case Bauer had to appear in court. He did not, because they feel they are above the law. And remember that Bauer, there are some cases Bauer handled even while you have gotten your release from the court. They are not going to release you, they will still hold you back. You know, they are just playing with the judiciary system. They are just playing with it as if they are playing basketball. No fear for the rule of law, no respect for the rule of law. Take note. We are now in the worst regime, which is military is better off than. Because this is what we ran away from the military. We ran away from military because of some similar things like this. We fought for democracy. then the democracy we fought for today is the democracy of intimidation, democracy of oppression, democracy of dictatorship. Now, if someone like Emefiele, a highly classified person in the society, a CBN governor, is handled this way, what will be the fate of a common man to the judiciary? We are doomed. We are doomed. And the more we fold our hands and be watching what is going on as if we are watching a movie, I don't know where this country will end up in. There are dangers. There are dangers ahead of us. And if we fold our hand, the danger will hit us. There are many people in Nigeria that can't afford 2 square meal anymore. Please take note. Nigerians, this is not the issue of Biafra. This is not the issue of Oduduwa. This is not the issue of Fulani. This is an issue of Nigeria. There are people today that are dying of hunger in Nigeria. There are people that can't survive a square meal now. There are people that take a bus just to transport themselves to a location where they can see their minor job like car wash, bricklaying work, some company work. They can't afford to go there anymore. Some government workers today, some federal government workers, state workers, some local government workers can't afford transportation to go to work. I just want you to be seeing where this country is moving on to now. You know, Buhari was ruling us. We cried for fuel increments. We cried for fuel increment during Jonathan. We cried for fuel increment during Obasanjo. We cried for fuel increment during Abacha. I remember Abacha's own. I remember vividly. We cried for increment of fuel at 11 naira of them. I think 11 naira or 15 naira or 20 naira of them. We cried. Now Nigeria is a place where we cry stage 1. When we cry in stage 1 finish, we enter stage 2. We cry and say, oh, how did I know? We could have stayed in stage 1. Then while we are crying in stage 2, we graduate to stage 3 thinking we are seeing a better, was going towards the light, because they keep telling you at the end of the tunnel there will be light. My brother, there is no light at the end of any tunnel again. No, this is all scam. You remember what Oshomole said on Channels TV, that Tinubu did not promise you magic. He's not a magician. He did not promise you to enter and begin to do magic for you people. Now in stage 3, while we are looking at stage 3 to think we are going to come out from stage 3, we find out that stage 2 was a better and comfortable place for us to be. Now when we graduate from that stage 3 and go into stage 4, we now start begging for stage 3 to come in place, that we never know that this is what we'll see in stage 4. Now while we are in stage 4, crying that stage 4 did not do us well, that stage 5 will do us well, with their fake promises, with their lies, we enter stage 5. Stage 5 now tell us that we are going to miss him. In stage 5, that we are going to miss him. We are going to say, had I known. Now we left stage 5 to stage 6. So while we are in stage 6, now we start crying, had I known. In stage 6, that is where we saw the men Shegia, where fuel is sold for 700. In some rural areas where transportation is like difficult to go, you see fuel sold for 720, 750. Now tell me, how can the common man survive? Remember The slogan of this president sitting, let the poor breathe. The poor now is suffocating. They are crying. The stage 6 is a stage of tears, of cry, of agony. But we must not fold our hand. We should not be afraid of death. This is not the issue of tribe. This is not tribe issue. This is an issue we should come together. This is not an issue of religion. Will you eat religion? Will religion feed you? All these religious leaders that are packing money up and down, have they helped you? Have they tied any of your road? Have any of these religious leaders help your family or train you in most of their universities they have? It's high time we wake up and throw away fear of death and fight for our unborn children and our children, our generation. The thing happening in Nigerian system is very wrong. The system is corrupt. The system is full of negativity right now as I talk to you. How can we now trust the system when in a federal high court there is a collusion, there is a fight, there is a war? In a federal high court where two force men are fighting, engaging in battle. Something is wrong somewhere. There is something wrong somewhere that we the Nigerians, we the civilians, we shouldn't play blind. We should stand out and take back this country. This country is trying to be doomed by some detective, because the leadership I'm seeing is a leadership of dictatorship in this country, where the rule of law is not obeyed. That is scary. What is the fate of a common man? What is the fate of a common man? They keep giving you fake promises, fake lies,